Hi Aquarius, thank you for joining me. This is your astrology forecast for January 2016. I hope you're excited and looking forward to the new year. Let's have a look at what's coming up for you via the astrology. The first thing that's interesting about your chart is that you have a lot of activity in the 12th house of spirituality and doing service. You're very service oriented anyway. You think about the greater good. You've got your midheaven, the indicator of work in that 12th house. You've got the Sun, Pluto and Mercury all in Capricorn, so your neighboring sign. Okay, so what's interesting is that you have a lot of ideas at the moment that come from your higher self, a lot of good ideas that you can trust and that you're able to put into practice. Pluto represents change, death and rebirth in the chart. And because that's 5 degrees away from your Sun, your identity in terms of the way you apply yourself is altered, and it's different than it usually is. So sometimes you can struggle with having all of these wonderful ideas, but lacking in the sense of being able to put them into practice. You're going to find that putting things into practice comes very, very easily this month. So that's a real blessing and a real gift for you at the beginning of 2016, because you do have a lot of wonderful ideas. Being able to implement them is really going to serve you, and you start this year with a bang, really being able to put those things into place. Pluto and the Sun, they move nearer to each other, and they both occupy the 15th degree of the 12th house on the 6th of January. So that's when this is going to be strongest. 15 degrees isn't great. It reduces to the number 6 in numerology, which is about temporary disharmony, temporary balance. But again, in your case, it is good because you're temporarily ultra super mega practical. So that's great. They split. The divorce comes on the 17th of January when they stop connecting. So you've got 17 days really to put a lot of things into practice. What ideas do you have for 2016? Hit the ground running, start straight away, you'll really benefit from it. On the 2nd of January, Mercury, the communication planet, moves into your sign of Aquarius, and it sits in your first house. So central to who you are, how you feel, is this ability to express yourself well, clearly, to put your hopes and dreams or your messages, your words, your message out there for other people to hear, and you're going to feel very much connected to yourself. This is a really good month for you. And I can see that from just looking at the first 2 days, because a lot of these things now stay there for the rest of the month. On the 3rd of January, a T-square occurs, and that happens between your rising sign in Aries and the Mars and Moon energy, which sit right on top of the chart in the 9th house. They apex and peak with your Mercury. So basically, you have a strong desire to be heard. You have a strong desire for justice. You have a very powerful sense of fairness and what's right and wrong. And I really think that you could actually be an activist for some sort of cause and really become inflamed with a sense of, this is not right. I need to do something. No one is doing anything. Who can change this? And the answer will be you. And I think you might become very impassioned. So go on a march. Set up a petition on the 3rd for the thing that you care about. On the 4th of January, Mars goes into Scorpio in your 10th. This is a good placement for you because Mars is the soldier, he's the warrior, he doesn't compromise. He just says, listen, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get. Get out of my way. I'm getting it. In Scorpio, it's intense. It's about, you know, I will be with you till the day you die. You know, it's this dramatic, like this super intensity. And that sits in your working house, okay, of career. So it's almost like I want to find the job that I'm going to do until the day I move on. I want the thing that's there for life. So it's a very heavy, very intense, very kind of easily frustrated energy, because you're going to be like a juggernaut launching yourself into this career saying, this is what I want. And, you know, danger to anyone who stands in your way, because you're really going to you're really clear and focused. So on the 4th of January, really be aware of how you go into that day and what you're trying to achieve, and write down what you're so intense about, because that's something that genuinely comes from a heart place. This is something you really want. Mercury goes retrograde on the 6th of January, and it stays in retrograde until the 25th of January. Mercury is the satellite planet, it's the communication planet. When it goes into retrograde, it seems to be going backwards, and communication becomes more difficult. You become disconnected from your true sense of self. That's why also making notes on what you really want on the 4th is so important. That's really going to be clear. When you become disconnected from yourself, sometimes it's difficult to know what it is you're feeling. I don't know how I feel. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. And that's difficult. That only lasts until the 9th of January, though, because Mercury then goes into Capricorn. It leaves your sign. Still in retrograde, but it leaves your sign. So just be aware of between the 6th and 9th, you may be a little bit at sea in terms of what you're doing. Who am I? What am I really feeling? And those kind of times can be very informative and insightful in terms of who you are as an individual. Because if you have no preconceived notion, you're working with a blank slate, aren't you? You can really impress yourself onto something completely new. So it's about self-discovery. Go on a retreat during those 3 days. Neptune sextiles the Ascendant on the 6th as well. The Ascendant is in your 4th house. Okay, you might get a comment from a family member saying something that will fire you up to make more money. So you could go home, or you could be talking to your parents and they say, oh, well, you know, Brian, your brother, he's just been promoted to CEO of the local bank. And how much did you make again last month? That kind of thing. That'll really hurt your feelings. It'll make you strive towards being more financially successful. But really, often the people who make those kind of comments, they mean well. They want you to be successful. So don't take it so personally. And second of all, don't focus on the end result being money. That doesn't lead to happiness. The end result should always be, what is my dream job? What do I want to do? And that's the thing that brings you money. So it's a misguided attempt for, you know, your loved ones to give you a push, and it can often lead you into the wrong direction of doing a job just for the money. Never do a job for the money. It doesn't work. I can attest to that. The 8th of January sees Jupiter and the North Node sitting together in your 8th house of other people. And this is a theme for you this month, Aquarius. The fact that your finances or your achievements up to this point in your life become scrutinized, or it feels like they're under the microscope, and it feels like everyone knows your business, you feel a little bit overexposed, and it's almost like you feel inadequate and you feel lacking. And that gives you a push to really pursue things. And with the moon in Sagittarius here on the 8th of January, despite the environment being difficult, despite one of your parents saying something like that, or despite your boss kind of giving you a look that makes you feel inadequate or small or less than, the inspirations you get as a result of that you can actually trust. Because the moon is in Sagittarius, these inspirations are aligned with you on a soul level. You don't need to question those. You can, even though they come out of this muddy, horrible situation, you can trust them. It's like a lotus flower coming through this muddy pond. At the end of it, it's a beautiful flower, pure, true to itself. And that's really what happens to you. Mercury goes into Capricorn on the 9th. And all of this is in your 12th house, so it's about connecting, right. The message is connecting with spirit, connecting with your true self. You are getting a lot of fluff and rubbish coming your way via other people, which you don't appreciate. But connect with yourself, listen to your internal messages in response to those external messages, and you'll really be guided in a positive way. The new moon occurs in Capricorn on the 10th of January, and again, that's in your 12th house. So the new moon is when the moon is totally black. It pulls in new energy, and it's pulling new energy into your 12th house of spirituality, of being more grounded with your higher self. So you can really make a lot of headway in terms of getting to know the real you. And you can discover yourself despite all of these voices in your life, here and there and everywhere. So this is really a good month to find yourself and to find who you really are and what you want to do. Plant new seeds of intention during that new moon period, because the insights you get and the power that's being pulled in, when you plant a seed and say, okay, I will do the job on a boat. Yes, I will learn these new skills so I can have the career I really want. Plant those seeds, they will grow. That is the strongest energy until the 13th of January. So really give yourself those 3 days to discover what you want to do really. And then next time you get a comment like, oh, why can't you be like Brian and make more money? Then you can say, well, because I actually love what I do, and the money isn't the be-all and end-all. Thank you, and I'm very content and pleased. So good for Brian, but I'm also very happy. So be proud of me. Grand Trine occurs and appears on the 13th of January then, so things become even more highlighted in that sense. And the Grand Trine is an area of real talent and things really being profound, strong. It's between your Jupiter, North Node, all of that stuff in your 12th, and then the rising sign in Taurus in your 4th. Connect with family again, I would say, on this day, because it's not all going to be hunky-dory, lovely, easy messages. But I think if you read between the lines of the stuff that you're getting from those who know you and who have their own agendas, you can really get some practical tips and insights into what you should do next. So it is about listening to yourself, but it's also about the self in conjunction with other people. And by mixing that up, you will get a really meaningful, powerful message. That Grand Trine is in the sky until the 21st. So this is a great week for you, Aquarius, to spend with people near you, and even people that you don't usually get on with very well. The gifts will come from different types of people. Jupiter and Chiron, they oppose each other on the 15th, and they form a T-square with Venus in your 11th. So good luck comes via other people. Your soul purpose, your soul desire is realized via other people. And it is in connection with money again. So the hope and dream comes out of a place of disappointment and other people. And I would just want to give you an example of that. Yeah, I mean, I talk about my work experience quite a lot, but I come from a very conventional family. I was told to get a very conventional job, like work in a bank or be a lawyer or a psychologist or something like that. And I listened to that guidance and I did those kind of jobs, and they never brought me much happiness. And I remember I was sitting in my boss's office one day and talking about my future, well, the way I saw my kind of path in the business, in the company. And I just realized that this wasn't something that I wanted. You know, even the positions above the position I had really didn't appeal to me, and there was no sense of excitement and there was no sense of love and enthusiasm for these things. And it was through that disappointment of that meeting that I realized, you're never going to really enjoy this. You need to really make a change here. You need to do something differently. So I got the message from the boss there talking about these things, and it had an internal response. It brought up stuff for me, and it made me realize that I needed to get out of there. And here I am, lucky you. Okay, but no, joking aside, I am much happier as a result of that disappointing day. And sometimes that's how it comes through, you know. Mars and the Moon oppose each other on the 17th of January. Mars is in your 10th house, and Mars is the soldier. In Scorpio, he's a little bit restless and irritable and a little bit dangerous, okay? So you give Mars the soldier a Scorpion, and he becomes a formidable opponent and someone you don't really want to anger. He opposes the Moon in Taurus in your 4th. And these things going on for you, this is an extension of what I've been talking about. These family messages, these practical things that are happening in your family life, they won't sit well with you. They're going to irritate you and say, I reject that, I do not accept it, and it gives you the energy and the courage to change your own life to make it more formidable. It's like when someone takes care of someone who's dying, okay, and that person finally dies and passes away. It can ignite a real renewed lust for life in the person who's left behind, and it can really show them that I'm still here and I have now got the power to make my life the way I want it to be. So out of this darkness can come a real light and a real force, and there are things going on in your family life at the moment which really just irritate you and don't sit well. And that's the fuel that's being put into your career, and that's really going to alter it. There's a kite that appears in the sky. In terms of the astrology, not an actual kite, on the 18th of January, and you have the spiritual breakthrough to put all of these things into place and to let it take off. So the insight, the inspiration you get on the 18th is going to be the answer of all of this stuff that's happened in January so far. On the 20th, the Moon and Saturn, they oppose each other and they form a T-square. And we're looking at, you're genuinely looking at different options here. And I think by communicating with your romantic partner or by flirting with someone or having a romantic moment, you get more inspiration that way. And really, Aquarius, it's all about you. Everything comes back to you and your response to this. So really, really trust yourself this month and really honor your feelings. It's really like me versus them all month, and the stuff that comes in is really good. The Sun goes into Aquarius on the 21st in your sign, and things start to feel much easier and you feel much stronger now. And this is beautiful because up until now it's been like you being squished, by these messages of others. Now the Sun moves into your sign, you shine brightly, you just have this massive power, you bounce back from the dead. You're really now much more informed as a result of the beginning of January, and you can really shine your light and take the actions that you want. So now the switch is flipped completely, and it stops being about other people and what they expect for you, and it's about your life and your energy and what you're putting out there. A new Grand Trine appears on the 22nd for one day only, and that's in water between your 2nd, 6th and 10th houses, all to do with work, and the frustrated, poor old, frustrated Mars there in the top of your chart, he now has the feelings and the information that he needs to move forward. The information comes in through your feelings today, Aquarius. I know you're usually quite claircognizant, things just pop into your head and you understand things, but something comes up in your heart chakra. You feel the truth and take action on it. Strongest element in the chart is Earth. Trust your feelings, trust what's going on, and take action. Your life will get better. Venus goes into Capricorn on the 24th in your 12th house. Okay, and the work continues. The work, all of these planets now in your 12th house are kind of doing the background work. The Titanic, underneath the beautiful decks and stuff is the engine room. That's where the real work happens. Pluto, Mercury, and Venus, they're all working away at your higher self. The true messages are being pumped out and you're doing this work in the background. Venus, you're working with love. You're working on the truth of who you are. The full moon also occurs in your 7th house of relationships in Leo. So there's the full moon is a blossoming, okay, and it showers the planet with its energy. It happens to be in Leo this month. So you feel this Leo energy trickling down onto yourself, and you really start to roar. You stand in your own power, you're truthful of who you are. Remember, it's your sun, your Aquarius sun that lights up that moon. And you really shine in relationships. So not only do people no longer criticize you now, they really see you for this strong individual and the person you've become, and they're attracted to you. So this is the best time for you so far in the month for relationships. So far, it's really been good for business and work and discovering all of those things. But now romantic relationships on the 24th, I would, again, if you're single, go meet people. If you're in a relationship, connect with your other half, have a dinner, have a romantic night. It'll be excellent. Neptune and the Moon, they oppose each other on the 26th, and they peak. It's like a triangle. They peak with this your Ascendant in Gemini in the 5th. It's a great day to communicate your desires, what you want to achieve in your romantic life and in a partnership with another person. It's also a great, it doesn't just need to be romantic, it's also a great day to set up a business and to communicate how you can build a fun, superb, excellent business. A business based on fun, a business based on how can we bring fun into the lives of other people is going to be a business that thrives. You know, I don't know if there is a fun industry, but I'm sure it makes billions every month because there's so much, we need more things that bring joy into the world. So if you're someone who's considering, you're an Aquarius who through this month has been told that, you know, you're not like your brother and you haven't done this and blah, blah, blah. And these messages crystallize within yourself and you realize that you want to open a crystal shop so that you can heal people, or you want to create your own beautiful designs that bring light and joy into people's lives. And you see, Brian may work as the CEO of a bank, but you're actually bringing joy to people's lives. Then that's a job well done in January. So romance is good on this day. Starting a new business with another person or by yourself is also an excellent thing, and it will embody that quality of fun and joy for life. The Moon conjuncts Jupiter now on the 27th and your North Node in the 8th. There's a real good luck factor when it comes to your place in an institution or your place in a family or in a place where other people label you. And the way people see you is now better, different. It's a great day for job applications. It's a great day to make peace with someone. You put your best foot forward, you come across very, very well. On the 29th, there's a grand trine in air. This is a good day to explore something new, to learn something, especially about another person. Go on a day trip with another person. It'll bring you close together like that. And the 31st sees the Moon conjuncting Mars in your 10th house. We finished the month now with your desire to really make an impact in your career, in your work, that is heightened, and you really feel a super intense push towards getting to where you want to be. And sometimes you need to make that push to overcome all the obstacles and inconveniences of changing your life as it is now. So that's it for you for January. I hope you found that interesting, or it gives you some sort of a flavor for the month. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I offer: astrology, tarot, and numerology. Remember to subscribe to the channel so these videos actually show up. I've noticed that if you have more subscribers, the videos actually appear more easily. Find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Gregory Scott 444. And I'll be with you next month for the February forecast. And I'm here on the YouTube channel every day for the daily tarot forecast. So join me for those. Have a great January, and I'll speak to you soon.